coming at you today with a video all about Taurus negative dark-sided traits. For those of you who are new to the channel, thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys would consider subscribing to the channel because I would love to have you being a part of the Genuinely Divine community. Those of you who are returning, thank you so much for the support of my channel. Guys, as a disclaimer, this is a video all about Taurus dark-sided negative traits. This is not a video that is going to be telling you all about the good positive traits of a Taurus. This is going to be the dark side. If you don't resonate with it, then you don't resonate with it, and it just means that this video is not about you. This is for the Taurus sun, moon, rising, as well as stellium type people or Taurus archetypes. Okay, you guys will be able to resonate with this video. Also, those who have their Venus in Taurus as well may be able to resonate with this video. And in all actuality, you guys, this video is really entertainment purposes only, with the truth, but take it with a grain of salt because you have a whole astrological birth chart, so you just cannot take one aspect and deem it as everything. Okay, so yes, let's get into the video. Now, as we know, you guys, Taurus is polar opposite to Scorpio. Scorpio is like Hades, and then Taurus is like heaven. You know, you got Taurus is like God or the goddess, you know, and then you have Scorpio, which is hell and the devil, basically, to a certain extent, right? So having this as your polar opposite, Taurus, you guys tend to display negative traits that are more aligned with the Scorpio type nature. So one thing about Taurus people is they're ruled by Venus, and Venus is the planet of love and beauty, peace, balance, and all this harmony and all this great stuff. It's all about creativity. So Venus is very beautiful. It's like the Garden of Eden or something like that. It's just so beautiful, right? All about anything just gorgeous and just peaceful, right? So Taurus are the type of people, they are the type of people, they like to be surrounded by beauty. They love things that they can touch and feel. They like picking flowers. Hey you guys, I'm super duper sorry, but someone's outside cutting grass, and I think this is my house. Okay, you guys, if you hear noise outside, that is my yard guy. He's here. I was totally unaware that he was coming today, so please, you guys, I hope you guys can understand me, you can hear me, and it doesn't frustrate you guys too much. But back to what I was saying about Taurus. With Taurus being polar opposite to Scorpio, a lot of times Taurus dark-sided negative traits are gonna align more with the Scorpio type nature. So Taurus being ruled by Venus, the planet of love and beauty, Taurus can be very obsessed with beauty. Like the Taurus man, it can take him forever to get ready for like a date or something. Like a Taurus man can sometimes take longer to get ready than a female. It's like really. And then like a Taurus female, she's very obsessed with beauty. She may spend all her money on clothes, shoes, hair, makeup, whatever the case may be. She wants to be beautiful at all times because they can be very obsessive in that way. They can be the type of people that every time they pass a mirror, they're always in the mirror. They're really obsessed with what they look like, and they feel like their looks is like everything. So that obsessive nature of a Taurus person can be very dark-sided. It can be very negative because people don't really want to be with someone who's all about what they look like, because you know, looks can fade. Like, do you have anything else to offer? And also with Taurus being polar opposite to Scorpio, a lot of times Taurus dark-sided traits, they can be very, very sex crazed. Like, they can be the type of people, they really love porn. Like, they love porn to a point that it can become obsessive, because Scorpio is an obsessive sign and this is their polar opposite. And so when their negative traits comes out, they can be very obsessive when it comes to sex. Say that they'll watch porn a lot because of the simple fact Taurus people are lazy, so they're not good performers. Like when it comes to the bedroom and stuff like that, especially when they're on the negative side, they're not the best performers. They're very, very lazy, and they're gonna want their partners to do all the work. So I feel like Taurus they would rather watch it than to do it or perform it because they're extremely lazy. Now, if they can find someone that's energetic or someone that's willing to do all the work, then they'll be up for it. But in all actuality, they're just very lazy. And this is dark-sided traits of a Taurus, okay? Another dark-sided trait for me with Taurus people is they hate to leave a relationship. They hate to be dumped, okay? It's like they're the type of people, again, like they are possessive in their relationships. A lot of times when they're in a marriage or a partnership or relationship, whatever the case may be, sometimes they're the type of people, they want to possess that person as if they were their possession instead of someone, you know, that they're just bonding with or in a relationship with. So when that person feels like they're tired of their obsessive nature of what they look like, or their obsessive nature over material things, or their manipulative ways, and they want to leave the relationship, Taurus can get extremely violent. They can be extremely abusive, where they will try and trap that person and keep them from leaving the relationship. Because first of all, Taurus rules the second house, the house of self-worth. And the thing is, Taurus feels like they're nothing without having a partner, a wife, a husband, or someone in their life. That anything that they have, anything that they gather in their life, it helps them to feel like they are worthy of something. Taurus, when they're displaying their dark-sided negative traits, they have very low self-esteem. Like they do not worthy themselves. They do not value themselves very much unless they have something to show for it. Like they need a partner on their side that makes them look good. Everything about the dark-sided Taurus is about them looking good. That's it. They don't care about anything else, nothing solid, nothing, anything. All they care about is themselves looking good. That's the whole point of a Taurus, and when they're displaying their negative traits. The thing that I notice about Taurus negative dark-sided traits is that they can be extremely junky. Like they can be like kind of like nasty, where they can have a lot of clothes, they can have a whole lot of junk. Like they can just be, because they're lazy. First of all, they're extremely lazy, so they're not like big on cleaning up their houses. They're not big on cleaning up their cars. They may want to have a clean house, they may want to have a clean car, but they're too freaking lazy to actually go out there and do it. So a lot of times you can catch them being, their house is being very junky or sometimes nasty to a point that you don't even want to go inside of it. But one thing about the Taurus woman and man is that they're gonna come out of the house looking like $1,000,000. They're gonna look good, okay? The women, Taurus women, they're gonna have their hair laid, okay? Their makeup is gonna be on fleek, and they're gonna be dressed to the gods, okay? Taurus man is gonna be the same. Like his haircut is gonna be, I mean, on point. He will even go to the point of getting the spray paint put on so that he can have a perfect haircut, because he's so obsessed with beauty. But when you actually step into their home or into their car, you'll be like, oh my God, really? Really, really, really? They can be extremely junky like that, and these are the dark-sided traits of Taurus. So I don't need you commenting on my video saying, oh, I'm a Taurus and I'm not like that. Okay, this is not about you then, okay? Dark-sided Taurus people, for me, they are ultimate scammers.
Scammers, scammers, scammers now. Yes.
Dark-sided Taurus people are scammers. Big time. Because when you first meet a Taurus man or a Taurus woman, you're all excited. You know, I have this grounded man, or this grounded woman. They're so earthy. They're so solid, and I know that I can have this with him or her. I can do this with him or her. But in all actuality, Taurus has Gemini on the second house cusp. And a lot of times you're thinking you've gotten yourself this earthy Taurus man or this earthy Taurus woman, and you're like, oh my God, I got this solid chick, or I got this solid man. I'm so excited. Oh my God, I just got the best man ever, or the best woman ever. But in all actuality, you just got a person that is bipolar, sex crazed, porn loving, beauty loving, materialistic person that is lazy as fuck. That's all you just got. That's all you just got. And you're like, oh my God, they're such scammers in that way, because they're gonna show you one person when you first meet them, but there's a whole nother person inside of the Taurus man and woman. Like they can just be that way, like in all actuality, because of that second house cusp with Gemini being there. yes, they can actually have a whole nother life or a whole nother idea of what they want in their life, a whole nother life going on the opposite side of you guys. Okay, that's why I feel like, because they are polar opposite to Scorpio, they can be heaven and they can also be hell. Like, they can show you, they're gonna show you heaven when you meet them, and you're gonna feel like, wow, I just met, you know, an angel. But then when you get into a relationship with them, they're gonna show you hell, because after a while, if they can't control you, possess you how they want to, then they're gonna show you hell. Okay, and that's how they are. Like, that's the two sides of a Taurus man and Taurus female. The thing about them is, like, they're just so obsessive. Like I said before, please don't touch their food, their children, their men, their women, or anything like that, because they will go crazy, especially the ones that do care. And I feel like a Taurus woman, especially when it comes to her children, she can be very, very abusive and ready to fight if you touch her children. Like, I feel like Taurus woman can be violent, but I feel like she's only gonna be violent a lot of times is when she feel like you have pushed her to that point that she just cannot return from, and it's usually dealing with possessions, and that's gonna be her children, because they have a possessive nature. Their children are their possession, their men are their possession as well. So don't touch their stuff, and then you won't have a problem with the Taurus woman. Taurus men, on the other hand, I feel like Taurus men are horrible parents, especially when they're displaying their dark-sided traits. It's like they're the type of guys, like, they only want their children to be around them if they are cute, talented, or smart, or something like that, something that they can show off and like somehow build up their self-worth of some sort. But if they're none of those things, then they're just gonna be like, oh, you know what, I'm trying to, like, they'll probably like avoid their kid or not put in a lot of time, especially if they're not living in the house with them. And even if they are living in the house with them, they may sometimes just find other things to do rather than really being a good parent to their children. But I've noticed about Taurus men, if they're not living in the household with their children, a lot of times they're not great fathers. They're just like, you know, they'll come around every blue moon or something. It's just like, I just feel like it's so sad, but that's just one of the dark-sided traits of Taurus, and I'm so sorry. And another thing about them with the dark-sided traits is, like, they're so, you know, they're so big on wanting things, like materialistic things, or just having things that they can touch and feel in their hand, that they will actually marry into relationship just so they can have material things, because they are all about they're all about material things, because the second house rules material gains. So they will marry someone just to have material gains. Like, the Taurus woman, she will want to use her looks to try and, you know, catch a man that can take care of her and just give her everything that she wants, like a car, a house, and stuff like that. They will actually sell their souls to the devil just to gain material things. The Taurus men, they will actually manipulate women who have low self-esteem into being their girls so that they can drive their car or live in their house for free, eat their food, and just not do anything at all, because they're just that type of person, just so they can live in some type of luxury without having to do very much. They feel like they are so worthy of that to a certain extent, but at the same token, they have very low self-esteem, and that is why they feel like they need to have luxuries so that they can feel like they're somehow established in the world somehow. I feel like Taurus men especially, they are so manipulative in relationships a lot of times, because they are so lazy. A lot of times Taurus on the dark side, they don't work, they don't really have jobs. They like want to kind of like freeload off of other people a lot. And when the person gets tired of them freeloading, they're kind of like, they're gonna try to manipulate and be like, oh, I thought you loved me, you don't love me. They'll try to use love and beauty. They're gonna try to use love and beauty as a way of getting you to stay on their side, or getting you to reconsider, you know, not putting them out or leaving them. They're gonna use those methods to the gods if they can, to try and save themselves so that they can have whatever it is that they're trying to get. They're very manipulative, they're very obsessive, they're very possessive, and also they're extremely lazy, okay? And that's my take on the dark-sided traits of a Taurus. And until the next time, you guys, I wish you so much love, peace, and so many wonderful blessings. Bye.